Milo stands at the gate that he already has been walking through. Strange as it may be, you still have to walk this way. Was it a dream, or was it real, what you experienced last time? It was a strange being, nothing you have ever experienced before, nothing that looked alive. But how would that be possible? It did not look like the rod. For now it looks like it was real, as all the areas you traverse are looking and feeling the same as they did before. That is why Milo can make quick progress without fear or hesitation. Same entrance, same hallway, same cables in the background, and of course, same empty dens in the far distance. Now you also start to think about if beings like that one you met would have lived in those dens maybe? That might be a possible explanation for why they are built as high up here, as that other one was floating in the air as well. In the end, you are just a little slughead that does not need to concern itself with matters like these. At the point to traverse in safety, you go down again and still find a pearl to take with you. Wait, so it was all a dream, otherwise the pearl would be gone, wouldn't it? You wonder, but continue. Now with your pearl in hand, it might come in handy. In the background, you see the winds move the dust on open plains. It is still not easy to grasp just how big this whole structure is. But you run along. Going into the tunnel, you notice this time this room has not the same uncanny aura to it. It looks like it should, normal and dusty. Just to be sure, you follow that narrow path you took last time again. Coming out of it, you see a bright sky and some frolicking butterflies, nothing out of the ordinary. You turn around and head the other way. You are at the edge of the superstructure. You see far and wide, and see you are even above the clouds. Slowly and carefully, you make your way down on some pole and through tight pathways. Meanwhile, you wonder, what is it you see in the distance? No time to think about it, as you carefully stay near the wall to not accidentally slip and fall down. But it sure has piqued your interest, with such an awe-inspiring view. Right in front of you, a vision opens up and a white lizard hunts down a slughead through a tunnel. On the other side, it actually succeeds in catching the slughead. Underneath, another vision with a white lizard. You now know there is danger roaming this area. Good thing you are prepared to enter the shelter in front of you. This time, you do not have to deal with these dangers. You don't wait long and head out the shelter immediately. Visions open up and show you this way may be treacherous. White lizards could be hiding here. You still continue as you have no other choice. Out of the exit, more visions open up. More white lizards. Terrifying how many slugheads fell prey to these white lizards. But you have seen worse by now. And further down, a blue lizard is waiting for its chance. Visions proceed to show you that this blue lizard had some chances. Hence it waited for another opportunity. Some slugheads fought it valiantly, some were caught by surprise. You, on the other hand, go about it with smart positioning and cunning. You've had enough practice using the pipes to your advantage. You also have a good understanding of your opponent. Therefore, you can prepare well enough to be attacking from a safe location. Grabbing a spear out of a tight pathway, setting up in the right spot and waiting for the right moment to strike. And there it is. Right when it opened its maw to hurl its tongue at you, you throw your spear right into the mouth where it is not protected by the harder outer shell of its head. You're suspicious of it maybe recovering, so you jump over it and try to throw the spear into its backside, but you miss. Still it does not move, so maybe you have ended it. Patience and the right use of this environment helps you defeat this blue lizard, and triumphantly you push it down and impale it on the wall as a display of power. Milo shows odd behavior, but maybe it is after this victory that his confidence is boosted. Once again, you look at it and think it is too cruel. Therefore, you dislodge the spear and let it be. With this he continues, and more visions show pole plants as potential dangers. Another blue lizard might also still be around. Curious that this pole plant was actually actively grabbing for the slug cat. Further down, you find blue fruit to fill up your belly with. One by one, you enjoy your refreshing juicy meal. What a treat to have after all this time. After eating, you head down and take the next tunnel. Out there, you see badflies in abundance around, and a vision warning you of white lizards in this area. On your way, you grab one of the badflies for a later snack. Into the tunnel you go. Carefully, you move from strut to strut. The last thing you want to do is fall down because of your clumsiness from the past. You do not fall. Make your way even further, keeping yourself closer to the wall if possible. That way, the probability of you falling all the way down to your death is kept to a minimum. Sometimes you try some risky moves to test your limits. Most of the time it works in your favor, but Milo has to keep his eyes open and his grippers ready to grab at all times. Some pipes have some awkward connections, but they still help you progress. More badflies and more pathways to crawl through. You find yourself at the height of the clouds now, as you are enveloped by them, and your far sight is gone now. Eerie, but not out of the ordinary. Since you keep to the wall anyway, it does not make much of a difference, except for it being a bit chilly around here. In some areas it is a bit cluttered, therefore you have difficulty finding the right way to take, but nonetheless, you find it anyway. Every tunnel, every pipe needs to be chosen carefully to make your way, sometimes ignoring them and rather take a tight path on the side to not be too hasty in your approach. The more you have to search before, the less you have to search later, as you start to understand the structure and find even more ways to traverse safely. Proceeding does not take much, and here you find another shelter to get in. Spacious compared to the rest, but for sleeping it does not matter. Grabbing your spear, you notice that your badfly that you took with you is gone. It seems you could not take it into the hibernation. Maybe it escaped while you slept. Oh well, no problem. You will find other means of nourishment anyway. Here you wait for the gate to open again, giving you time to contemplate just how much you had to climb down last time. Thinking about it, you realize how much you had to climb up in the first place. Now you can leave the exterior of this superstructure behind you, and you head through. And a popcorn plant right out of the tunnel. Food is really not an issue now. You feed and proceed. Running over this long open space, you worry that vultures might spot you. But since there is no other way, you have no choice but to head this direction. It is like a big open bridge, connecting the structure to something else. At the end of it, You prepare and you make a big leap over the other side. Now there's no going back for you, but confident Milo does not see a problem in this. Another hop and a roll to not lose on your momentum. From pipe to keep something above your head for safety. You find a blue lizard that is crawling around on those walls, as it has noticed you, but wanted to ambush you from another direction. You see this, and are quick to head over and into the tunnel. In the next space, a lot of visions open up again and show you the danger of this batfly-rich area. Of course they would like this high ground, as does the vulture that is right there for a snack, and that is you. Quickly you head into the tunnel. Look around for a moment to find your orientation again, thinking this jump might be too far off. And balance over on a strut. Very carefully and patiently. Only to see that it was a dead end, showing you another vision. A whole flock of vultures. Not something you want to witness yourself. The sluggard there also decided to take its chance with falling, so you balance back. Not looking down much, as you would not see anything anyway in this dense cloud you're still in. Climbing up into the pipe, over to that gap, and jump over the broken structure, as another vision opens up and shows you a sluggard fleeing from more vultures hunting it. It is a bit distracting, but by now you have seen enough of it to not be deterred too much. First you want to crawl ahead. Again, a dead end. You have to go up this time as well. Over there you head into the tunnel and you find shelter and a gate. First into the shelter. Waking? You are too early up, as the shutters still take a little bit of time to open up the shelter. So you stand there, waiting, and to the gate you go. You have managed to traverse 2 areas in this short amount of time. Well, you did not explore as much, since you are on a mission now. And following your mission, what kind of areas will be open to you this time? Tune in next time as Milo continues his way westbound. Do you like his journey? A thumbs up is appreciated, or a comment would be nice to read as well. Consider subscribing to not miss out what he may encounter next. Until then, we bid you farewell.